STOP was founded in 2004 as, I believe, the student tenant organizing project, and students work with residents to save a 500-unit Section 8 subsidized building that was home to about half of the project base subsidized or low-income apartments in the neighborhood, and that was going to be demolished. Some students figured out from a university document through the university redevelopment effort that would displace a lot of residents. And so STOP's mission is to organize and develop the leadership of people most affected by economic and racial oppression. And we do that through tenant organizing, our first work, and from there, organizing of mental health patients and providers, especially around a clinic that was closed by the city and was previously at 63rd and Woodlawn, a couple blocks south of my apartment. And finally, we organize youth currently at our neighborhood public high school, Hyde Park Academy. STOP, uniquely is situated next to the University of Chicago, and so the racial contrast is very sharp, and the opportunity for interclass solidarity, the opportunity for people in this neighborhood, Woodlawn, who have lived here for a long time, to lead work that needs the support of, the more established groups in Chicago, is really right. Students can easily take up a lot of space in organizing spaces and volunteer spaces and so on and so on. And so, students make huge contributions when they organize other students, and when, as an organized group, they ally, in coalition structures. And I think, getting out directly into the community and interacting directly with longtime residents of color in Woodlawn is great, and, is most powerfully done when it's done quite intentionally. Gentrification, which relates, ideologically to capitalism, and on a day-to-day basis to housing. There is a big investment coming in the form of the Woodlawn Residential Center. The city's estimate is that, a majority of Woodlawn residents who rent, about 10,000 people could be displaced because they are rent burdened. They pay well over a third of their income in rent, and so they're highly sensitive to increases in rent from property speculation, which tends to precede investment in jobs that pay better and could help them pay the rent. If that investment ever comes, and the track record of that historically is very spotty in terms of, especially that investment benefiting the people who've been in the neighborhood the longest versus the people who moved to the neighborhood. And so I think, there's a long-standing desire on the part of longtime residents, for the neighborhood to get stronger in its institutions and opportunities and, grocery stores, etc. The mental health fight has been a lot slower because it relies entirely on the city budget and the sort of, public health infrastructure that's been crumbling since, I don't remember when the city clinics were started, but decades ago. But there's a second wind, or a new wave of energy and possibility around funding the city clinics by defunding the police, if not abolishing the police entirely, people across the spectrum politically tend to agree that there are things that the police don't need to be doing, like handling mental health crises, and so shifting resources from police to both crisis response and then long-term follow-up and prevention. The question of police has not always been as central as it is now to the work that STOP has done around violence. I mean, previously we've done restorative justice, we've done trauma care, and now we're looking at police in a way that's very contentious, and it's really good that our youth are willing to speak up and, more and more represent us in the media again. We successfully organized around Hyde Park Academy, which is all the way down that street, their local school council, which under Mayor Lightfoot at the George Floyd protests last year has the power to remove one or all two of the school resource officers, and with an immense amount of work by our youth organizer and social justice club students and teacher allies at the school last year, we got one police officer removed a couple weeks ago, the vote was, and replaced with a dean of culture and climate that will be decently funded with money freed up by CPS, because we're declining a police officer.